Okay, so we just made the point that this is a function that we're defining called GetRank, and therefore it's going to output something. And actually you can see that it outputs something right here. Right? So the output goes into this variable, which is called next rank. Now, probably we can guess, in fact we already know, but just by looking at this we can guess that it's the ranking that we're going to get, and so it's a number, and I think we said the ranking can be a big number, so we called it a long. But anyway, it's a big integer. It's not like a fraction. So he says the function returns a value to the statement that called it. So here's the statement calling it, and it returns a value, and that value gets sent to here in this case. That value is often of a certain type: integer, text string, decimal, and decimal number, and so on. To accommodate that, the function itself is declared to be of a certain type. So, so what do we want this to be? What do we want it to output? We want it to output the rank, and we said the rank an integer isn't a big enough data type, because integers can only go up to about 32,000, but rankings we might have higher ranking or lower ranking than that. So we need a bigger type of number, and so we said it should be a long. Now look at this definition. Function means that it's a function. This is the name. These are talking about the inputs to it. And here, what's this? This tells, this is where we say that it's going to output a long. Okay, so it's kind of like, when we declare a variable, we say dim. This would say dim, and then we'd have the name of the variable as something, right? And it's kind of the same thing, but it's not dim, it's a function, but as means the type that it's going to output is long. To accommodate that, the function itself is declared to be of a certain type. Here that type is long. In VBA, long means an integer value that might be much larger than the maximum value for a regular integer, which tops out at this value. There are many more books than that in Amazon's inventory. A lot more books than this. So his ranking could be much larger number than this, and this function is intended to return a book's ranking. Therefore, to accommodate the possibility that the rank is greater than that, I declare the function as type long, which can return a value of greater than 2 billion, more than large enough. Okay, next, so now we're in the process of defining this GetRank function. We have to make a function that's going to get the rank from the stats page, from this page, right? It's in here somewhere. Okay, next, so actually let's look at this. So here we are, GetRank. So here are the next two things that he defines. Okay, dim found, this is what? Another variable. And what is it? It's a string. And what's the name of the variable? Found string. And then here's another variable. What type is it? Integer. What's its name? Starting position, or start position. And this is integer type, and it's called stop position. So we've declared three variables here. Okay, three variables are declared. Found string holds the value of the sales rank. Okay, that's what we, that's going to be the, that's like, actually we think that this is equal to the sales rank, right? But that's later on. After we do the function, we assign it to this. But within the function, it's going to be represented by this variable. Okay? In fact, well, no, let's leave that for later. Not quite sure what I was going to say. Okay, found string holds the value of the sales rank. It's declared as a string. Okay, now that's strange, right? It's supposed to hold the value of the sales rank, but it's a string. Why is that? Because when the code strips it out of the surrounding text, it's a string. Later, it's converted to a long integer. Okay, so when we are searching through it, basically we're searching through text, so we really need to treat it as text, or string rather, at first, and then convert it to to a long integer. Okay, start position or start pause and stop position, stop pause are integers, and they determine the starting and stopping positions of the sales rank within the string. For example, this string, okay, let's find our string, by the way. Let me find it. Where was it again? Oh, here it is. Okay. So Amazon. So here we're going to look for this text here. Okay. Has its first numeric representation at character number 28. Now, what is he talking about? Well, if you count these characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's what he said. Has its first numeric representation in character number 28 of the string. So start position is assigned the value 28. Next line. On arrow, go to early out. Just want to check something. Okay, yeah. This code is designed to run 24/7 all the time, so I can't expect myself to nurse it along if it runs into an error that it can't recover from. The on error statement tells VBA that if it encounters an error such as a letter right in the middle of what is supposed to be a numeric sales ranking, so maybe somehow a letter gets in here somehow, or I should say a letter gets in here somehow Y gets in there, that's going to cause an error. Let me take that out. So instead of having the whole program crash, he wants it just to stop doing what it's doing right now, and then it'll start to do it maybe in an hour when there's new data, and maybe that Y won't be there anymore. So I can't expect myself to nurse it along if it runs into an error that it can't recover from. The on error statement tells VBA that if it notice this is what we call reserved text. Reserved text means like this word "and" is reserved text. What's wrong with this? So function is reserved text. This is reserved text. This is reserved text. You can barely see it here, but it's blue. This is reserved text. These are special words that have special meaning, so we can't just use them any way we want. Like I can't use the word integer for a variable name. This is the variable name. I couldn't say dim integer as integer. That it won't let me do that. It will complain. Okay? So on error is also that kind of reserved word. This is also a reserved word. And I believe early out is also a reserved word, but I'm not sure about that. This code is designed to run 24 hours. The on-error statement tells VBA that if it encounters an error such as a letter right in the middle of what is supposed to be a numeric sales ranking, it shouldn't terminate processing. Instead, transfer control, that means, transfer control just means, I don't know, whenever one line of code is being done, we say that that line has control. So go to another point in the program. So transfer control to a point named early out. I think it's not a reserved word, but I'm not sure of that. So do we have an early out somewhere? On error, go to early out, and then where does that mean to go to? Here. So it's going to skip all the way down to here. And GetRank will be set to 0, which is kind of weird, but okay. And then we're going to quit, end the function. Okay? So we set up this on error so that it skips. If there's an error in here somewhere, the whole thing doesn't just crash. We don't want it to crash because we want it to keep running all night long, for example, or for a whole week. And even if it, gets a problem once, hopefully it won't get the problem the next time it runs. Okay, that's the idea. That way processing can continue. Even if it happens at 2 a.m., I can check it out at 9 a.m. and fix whatever happened, and it won't necessarily have lost data from the intervening 7 hours. Okay, now he says the next 5 statements are responsible for finding the cell in the worksheet that contains the sale ranking. Well, that shouldn't be all that hard, right? It's just like search for something. But let's stop the video here and do another one.